And you're ready for the Temple Owls to take on ECU. That will come your way this Saturday at Lincoln Financial Field here in Philadelphia. And now joining us on the hotline is the surgeon of this prolific passing offense, and that's the quarterback of ECU, Shane Carden. Shane, Zach Gelb here. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for coming on, and we appreciate you giving us a few minutes today. And we were talking to your coach today on the television, and Coach McNeil, and he was saying that he's never had a Philly cheesesteak. Are you going to try to get a cheesesteak when you're in Philadelphia?
No, I wish I could. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I have had them before, and they're very good.
Well, no doubt about that. There's always a craft in ordering a cheesesteak, so we definitely hope you could get one. And you have an interesting journey. You're now entering your senior year. You've had a lot of success, 6 wins on the year. You have almost 10,000 yards. You put up 74 touchdowns and 25 interceptions in your illustrious career, and it's been a journey. You were on the practice squad, then you were redshirted, and then you were eventually named the starter. Just take me through that journey.
Yeah, I got here my freshman year, put on scout team, which I was pretty certain that was going to happen anyways. And, I had a great year of just getting to know the guys I came in with and get, kind of develop with them. Second year, we had our starting quarterback back from the year before, and Dominic Davis. And we were a couple of us battling out for the second string job. I lost that competition, and I was put back on scout team to develop more. And, I had some time there to really think about a lot of different things, and it was a little bit of a tough year, but at the same time, I gotta really train my body and mind and kind of figure out, what kind of plays I can make on scout team, and had a lot of time to, see if I can make a throw, and it was kind of a good time for me to develop more and figure out what kind of player I was going to be. The following year, we started off for a first string job with another guy, lost that in the camp, and, he started the first 2 games. I won the second game at South Carolina. I ended up starting the third game, and I've been the starter since. And it's been a long, fun journey.
With all the changes and jumping around in this program for you specifically with your role changing, how'd you keep your focus to become the quarterback that you are today?
Just staying in what I believe in, just knowing, staying with confidence. I always had confidence in myself and knew that I could play the position here and knew the offense pretty well. And, I just stayed confident through it all. There was definitely some rough times, but just having the support I did from my family and some of the coaches here that just kept telling me to work, and, I was able to do that.
Last year was a special year. You had 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and you got to that bowl game and won it. When you win a bowl game, how does that change the expectations for the next year?
Our biggest thing was just forgetting about last year going into this year. This whole off season was all about, that season's over. And, it was a great season. It was a great bowling, but this was a new team and this was new players, and none of those wins carry over to this year. And I think we did a great job this whole off season of kind of forgetting all about it, getting that chip back on our shoulder, and just grinding through workouts and all the off season running and throwing we did. And, I think it's obviously helped for us this year.
Shane Carden is our guest right now. Temple plays ECU on Saturday, and ECU is off to 6 wins on this young season as they are leading the pack in the American Athletic Conference. And Shane, P.J. Walker is the quarterback for Temple. He had a really solid year last year, and this year he's struggling a little bit. Temple sits at 4-3, and his last 2 games he's thrown a lot of interceptions, fumbled the ball as well. How do you keep your focus as a quarterback when you have a bad game and bounce back from those unfortunate situations and develop a good product on the field?
I think as a quarterback, you always have a short memory, whether that's between plays, between quarters, between games. You can't worry about what's happened before, and just stay confident in yourself. I've definitely had some rough games here, and just kind of not listening to outside noise. Especially quarterback, you hear a lot from fans and from critics and a bunch of people just telling you, you're not any good and things like that. And I've had those days here, and they're tough. And you can't worry about all that. You got to just keep believing in your coaches and your teammates because they trust in you, or you won't be the guy. And like I said, just have a short memory through all of it.
Last year, the foundation was sent for the American Athletic Conference. It was set as UCF. They got to a bowl game and they won it. I know the bowls have changed up a little bit, but there's still a lot of bowl games in college football. How do you enjoy your time as ECU enters the American Athletic Conference this year?
It's been a fun season. I've played some new teams that I haven't played while I've been here. We got back playing against some old teams that ECU played. So far it's been good, but there's a lot of ball left this season, and I'm looking forward to these games kind of here at the home stretch.
You know that you're the top dog in this conference. Everyone's going to want to get a chance to take down ECU as you only have one loss on the year. You saw that up against UConn. They've struggled on the season, but they played a really tight game, and it was all tied headed into that fourth quarter, and then you guys were able to pitch a shutout and get 10 points. What were you proud of your offensive unit in that fourth quarter up against the ACO squad in UConn?
Just staying with what we believe in, staying with our game plan, and not trying to do too much, not trying to be Superman in the fourth quarter. We understand we need points, and our defense was playing great. But just having faith in all of it, man. We were one player off, one kind of thing here or there the whole game. A few deep balls missed, and just continue to believe in our offense and having faith in it, and believing in each other, and we were able to do that, and we were able to get points when it really mattered.
Your ECU offense, it's so fun to watch. It's a high-octane offense, but you guys have one of the best quarterback wide receiver combinations in the country with Justin Hardy and yourself. Hardy has 61 receptions, 779 yards on the year, and found the end zone 6 times. What makes that relationship so special? Because you guys are clicking on all cylinders right now.
It's been a relationship that's been built over 5 years. We came in together in the same class. Him as a walk-on, me as kind of the last scholarship they had to offer. Spent a scout team together. He ended up starting his redshirt freshman year. Had a great year, and just kind of watching him play, kind of wanted me to get out there and play with the guy. And off the field, we've been friends since freshman year, and just kind of building that each year. We had the same major, had a lot of classes together. We have a great relationship, and it's kind of built through the off seasons of throwing and being up here. When there's not a lot of people around. And just that's carried over to the field. And obviously, understanding, as a quarterback, you've got to understand where your receiver's going to be at. And at the same time, the receivers have to understand what we're looking for. And Justin understands the quarterback position very well.
The Owls and their defensive coordinator, Phil Snow, have a tough task going up against the plethora of options that you guys have on offense. But when you look at the film this week, what do you see about this Temple defense that could create some problems for you on offense?
They got some very good athletes on defense, and they definitely roll some coverages and hide some things very well. And for us, I think we can't worry too much about whether what zone they're in and what they're trying to do, and not to worry too much about what they're doing. And just it all comes back to us. We got to worry about our offense. We got to execute our plays and just make the routine plays we need to make.
Temple has a tackling machine in Tyler Medikevich, number 8 for the Temple Owls. He led the nation in tackles one year in solo tackles. When you're a quarterback, do you look for him right away when you get to the line of scrimmage? Take me through what's going to go through your mind when you see Tyler Medikevich on the field coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, he's a great linebacker, and he's done a great job for them leading that defense. And, for us, again, I think it just comes back to, worrying about our plays. And, we're not going to run away from him, or we're not going to keep our plays away from him. We expect our O-line and our running backs and receivers to do their job and make plays and do what they're supposed to do on our offense.
We've seen some of these Temple linebackers and these defensive linemen get interceptions this year. Nate D. Smith was a player who had an interception, and Sharif Finch actually had a pick 6 in the Delaware State game when the Owls went up against them at Lincoln Financial Field, as that game was a blowout. When you have such quick athletic players on the defensive side of the ball, how do you protect the ball better as a quarterback to try to prevent those interceptions?
You just got to make routine reads. We've played some great athletes this year, and definitely Temple has some great athletic linebackers and DBs, and again, D linemen. They move around great. I think for us, just trusting our offense, not worrying too much about, if they're what covers they're in or what they're doing. Again, it just comes back to worrying about our offense and making the reads that I need to make, and just staying in the pocket and trusting that my receivers are going to run the correct route, and trusting that my line is going to protect me.
Zach Gelb here with you, WHIP Radio in Philadelphia, wrapping up with the quarterback of ECU and Shane Carden coming off a 445-yard performance in a win up against UConn. You have ECU coming into town this Saturday to play Temple. It's supposed to be a cold one on Saturday with a lot of wind and some rain. Wind's supposed to be at 16 miles per hour with rain in the mid to high 40s. How does that rain affect your passing offense?
We've had some rain games here before, and, we just got to keep playing our offense. I think right now there's nothing we can do to prepare for that differently. We're just going to run our offense, and we understand that both teams are going to be going through the same thing. And, we just can't worry about it too much. Can't focus on the weather. You can't control it. You just got to focus on what you can control.
If you had to describe your offense to an outsider, someone that's never watched an ECU game before, how would you describe your offense as the quarterback?
Fast and physical. We're a fast group, whether that's running our routes, whether that's getting up to the ball. We're fast in everything we do, or the way we practice, and I think we're a physical group. I think our group takes pride in, being physical, whether that's receivers, running backs, linemen, and whenever I can be physical, whether it's taking a hit and getting up, and, whatever I can do for the team. I think that's kind of what our offense is built around.
5 games left plus a bowl game. You've been through a long journey here at ECU. What do you want to accomplish in these final 5 regular season games as the quarterback?
I'm not sure. Obviously I want to win them. I think any player would say he wants to win games, and I want to win these games, and we'll see what happens after that.
I know it's such a typical player answer, but it's really just about taking it one game at a time, because everyone here in the American Athletic Conference, they're getting ready for you to play UCF, as that's going to be a fun matchup. But how important is it for you guys just to stay focused and take it one game at a time so you get to that final end goal where you want to be at the end of the season?
It's very important. If we don't take it one game at a time, we go to Temple and lose, and that game, kind of loses its purpose a little bit. We can't think ahead. The way this conference works this year, you gotta win every game. There's no conference championship. You gotta go out there and win the games you can, and it's all we can do right now.
Coach McNeil is such an interesting story. He played cornerback for ECU. Now he's coaching there. In his first 2 years, he got to a bowl game in one appearance, and the whole story with him. And then the next year, he didn't do so. But then after that, this team in his third year really became a consistent winner. How fun has it been to grow with this program led by Coach McNeil?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to share these moments with him and seeing him. We kind of came in, I guess, the same year, and just being able to grow our relationship together and being able to have conversations about stuff besides football and understand the man that's kind of led this whole program the way it's shaped up. And he's a great coach. He's a great man, and I'm glad he's getting all the recognition I think he deserves.
Shane, best of luck. We appreciate a few minutes today. We really do. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll see you here in Philadelphia.